Մեծարգո բարոն նախարար, մեծարգո տեսփաններ, սիրելի ներկաներ։ Այսօր բադիվ ունեմ այստեղ ձեր զրավիրելու Հայկական Բարեգործական Ընդհանուր Միության այս հարգին ներքև եւ գարձես բարի ավանդույթ եղած է արդեն, որ մենք ամեն տարի համագործակցությամբ արտաքին գործոս նախարարության հետ միասին կանցկացնենք այս միջազգային հիշողության օրը։
Now I would like to invite to the stage His Excellency Mr. Zorab Natsakanyan, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Armenia. Այժմ բեմ եմ հրավիրում արտաքին գործերի նախարար պարոն Զորաբ Նացականյանին։
Սիրելի Վազգեն Յակոբյան, dear Shambe, Excellencies, սիրելի հյուրեր, ես ցանկանում եմ շնորհակալություն հայտնել AGB-ին, որովհետև գիտեք, մենք արդեն կարելի ասել բավական ամուր ավանդույթ ենք ստեղծել, միասին համագործակցելու այս կարևոր օրը, միասին ջանքերը մեր միացնելու, որպեսզի ել ավելի լսելի դարձնել այն պատգամը, որ ներառված է այսօրվա մեջ, ցեղասպանությունների զոհերի հիշատակի եւ ցեղասպանությունների կանխարգելման միջազգային օրը։ Excellencies, dear guests, I'm really very proud that we have established such a strong partnership with the AGBU. And I have my own personal experience of this. It doesn't start today. There have been very strong engagements from the AGBU in various parts of the world. Vazgen has been saying that AGBU is a truly global organization, and it is. I sometimes jokingly say this is the United Nations of the Armenians. That whether it is in New York, whether it is in Beirut, whether it is in other parts of the world, and of course in Yerevan, you have been a very important partner to amplify the message that this day is very important. This International Day, and thank you very much for the words, the acknowledgement for the Armenian diplomatic effort to promote this agenda internationally. In fact, I would want to extend this acknowledgement to my very good friends in the Foreign Ministry, my colleagues, who have done a great job over, in fact, 21 years to develop this agenda internationally. And I want to pay tribute to Ashot Melikshah Nazarian, who was previously an ambassador to the United Nations in Geneva, and who has taken a very strong effort to introduce back then, in 1998, the first resolution which raised awareness about the convention on the 50th anniversary of the convention. The day, as you know, is related to the date when the convention was adopted back in 1948. And today is the 71st anniversary of this convention. 71 years on, we kept saying never again, and the most disheartening thing is that we do still keep saying never again. And this is disheartening in that we do not learn the lesson. I have been, in our effort, we have been more than eloquent in saying that there is no bilateral agenda in this. Don't look for what you're not going to find. It's not about us. We have seen the tragedy. We know it's bad. It shouldn't happen to others. That's the message that we were carrying. That's a duty that we have before humanity. It shouldn't happen. But unfortunately, the world has not freed itself from this crime. It is still a crime that the dangers of which are very visible even today. Even in our present, very volatile, very turbulent international agenda. We have been insisting that genocides are detectable. Genocides can be detected in an early phase because They start with violations of basic human rights. They start with intolerance. They start with hatred. They start with the targeting of vulnerable groups, minorities. And they can be detected at an early stage. And this is what our focus is on, that the international community must continue working on strengthening legal frameworks, strengthening operational capacities to detect violations at an early phase, to raise awareness that if you do not address violations, they may end in mass atrocities and the crime of genocide. So we will continue to do this. 2020 is a very important year. We will continue with the introduction of Armenian sponsored resolutions on strengthening the capacities for prevention. We will continue with the important platform, the Global Forum Against Genocides, the fourth one next year. We will continue working with all our partners. In fact, we're very proud of the huge international consolidation that we see in this effort. Our resolution in New York had 84 sponsors, and it was a consensually adopted resolution. So it speaks volumes that our effort has very strong support. We will continue on this, but it is not just the governments. It is the international community in its entirety, with the societies, with the public. In fact, we insist that prevention starts at the national level. It starts at the national level. And the civil society, the non-governmental organizations, the public at large, the media, each of the segments of our societies have an important role to play on raising awareness, raising sensitivities, addressing violations, raising the voice. Because when we're not silent, we know the history has, after all, taught us something. So I'm really grateful that you have gathered today, and I want to thank specifically the musicians, because we have very profound, very distinguished musicians who have agreed to join today and to add their voice through music to raising awareness. They will dedicate their talent to amplifying the message. So I'm really grateful that we have this opportunity today in Yerevan, together, to sit and declare that we're intolerant to intolerance, that we're determined to fight this heinous crime. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Matsakanya.